I hope you enjoy my film. And thing is, I love you. So I sent you a video, a really good video. I hope you like it.
Tom was the most loyal bloke I'll ever meet, and he'll never be replaced.
A real kind of family-orientated person, at his most comfortable around family and the people that he knew best.
It's funny, he was very stupid and goofy.
He's a very, very quiet person, was very helpful.
He was a very kind, lovely, lovely boy. He always loved to stay with us.
He had a way of charming people as well, because he had such a sweet little nature.
He was always someone I could look up to. He was just like my best friend who I would tell everything to regardless what it was.
He was my go-to guy for all my electronic stuff, fixing my computers, finding a guy to fix my car. He was just a very kind of handy bloke to have around.
He showed me that he cared, that he would always be there, and not just a friend that would come and go.
I live for both of us now, obviously, as they all say. I mean, I'm not just living for me, I'm living for him as well. And so every decision I make in life, I have him in mind as well. What would he do? What would he tell me? Kind of keeps me grounded.
He just loved being at home to anything else, and he was very, very technical.
But it was very early ages. Just play with wires, tools, making little things up, little alarms and little moving toys, wired up to batteries and car batteries and CB radios that time and telephones and stuff. And he wired it all up, or even replacing stuff in the house. And as he growing up, he developed his skill.
He just had wires and cables and computers. Nothing else he was interesting, really.
And just him taking things apart and then putting it back together again.
He was happy, very happy and proud. He's got a sister. Very proud was.
Maybe the best moment was with him when my daughter born, and he was just so happy. He couldn't wait to hold her and cuddle her. He always helped me to look after her.
Me and Tom were really, really close. He was like my world when I was growing up. We were both crazy on our own little way, I suppose. It was our own special brother and sister bond that no one actually understood.
Tommy and the sister were very close, but obviously one stage when he's got a teenager age, and because the age he had between them, obviously they got different interests, but he didn't care as long as he was with the sister or with us, and he was happy it was like this.
I remember it being a Sunday afternoon.
He was supposed to be coming down for dinner for our grandparents, for Bedford. And he phoned up and he said, "Oh, I don't feeling very well." So he didn't coming down.
It was 4 weeks before our wedding. I was ironing some dresses because I was due to go abroad with some friends.
And he was in and out of the living room all day. Emily wanted to follow him. And I said, "Let Daddy sleep and he'll be better."
So I went to work, come home, and then
My phone rang and it was you. It was about 9:30 on a Sunday night. I thought maybe you just want to chat, you know, so I could tell that you were quite upset and wanting to say something to me.
It was sudden. It wasn't supposed to happen.
When the house phone rang, I picked up and Mel's mum was on the phone.
It was too quick.
So I gave the phone to my dad. And
Is she going to tell her terrible news?
I went in and checked on him. He didn't respond to me. I even got on the bed and I shouted at him, and then I looked at him and I could hear him, his breath rasping, like trying to breathe.
I told my wife.
he was just pacing up and down in the front room.
That's when I panicked and called the ambulance. But he was already gone before he got there.
I thought I'd heard wrong or something, and I remember loads of things running through my head, thinking, how could it have happened?
And I didn't believe the first time. I thought, it's a bad joke. We just sit in a car, my husband and my daughter, and drive there.
It was kind of, it hadn't happened.
Whilst on the phone, they were telling me to resuscitate him, and I tried. It just didn't work.
As we drove up to his house, I saw ambulances and police.
First minute, I thought something not right.
Even when the ambulance got there, she did her thing with the machine, and he was already gone. I just don't understand.
very shaky all the way down there. I was very, very shaky and couldn't understand it. It was very difficult to get my head round.
Well, I park up the front of his house, I jump out from the car.
I just ran to the house. The police wouldn't let me in. I screamed to my dad.
I just broke myself through the police and run up to the stairs, and I have to see him.
My dad touched his hand and his forehead and told him to wake up.
And then I realised it's true.
And he was just laying in the bed, falling asleep forever.
I didn't just see him pass away, Emily did, but she was too small, so she doesn't know that.
We were in there for quite a while, but the police came into our room, went into the room and said that we had to go because people outside waiting to take him away. And before we left the room, Mum and Dad kissed him goodbye.
It wasn't like an obvious thing, you know, that he was really sort of not well and deteriorating or anything like that.
It just no answer. I wait for answers. Why? Show his life going on. I'm stopped. A life going on.
I think the mum, when lose your kids, it's just everything died. But you have to go on. You have to be strong for everybody else and yourself as well. The life is completely different now. Never, never, ever going to be the same.
It's like you have a hole with you all the time and it's just silence in your heart. I mean, that will never be filled again. And you look for things that could fill it, but in reality, nothing can fill it. You've just got to accept that you got to live with this cold, lost, empty feeling inside of you.
Well, life has changed. Any possible you think, physically, mentally, anyway. Change. Life is different. It's not like before. A part missing.
I never felt so much pain in my life. You just think about it. It's not true. You wake up one day and then later on you just realise you have to going on, and this was the hardest to going on because you ask yourself how.
It's hard. I won't lie, it is hard. There are moments I wish that he could be here just for that moment, just that I can be Mel again with someone else.
I remember just like waking up with a real sinking feeling, and for a split second not remembering why I had this sinking feeling, and then all of a sudden you sort of come round and then you think, oh, he's gone.
I miss everything about him, and I miss getting that love he gave to me, and I miss having someone there who I've always looked up to when I was younger just suddenly go.
To begin with, it was kind of, it hadn't happened. It's when you've got to repeat that message to somebody else, and that was the hardest thing.
It all just hit me, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you try and keep busy by doing things, and then all of a sudden things just hit you, and I remember feeling really quite not very happy for quite a few weeks.
I think we're all just trying to find that bond, what Tom gave us, and I think we're missing it, and even though we keep searching for it, I don't think we'll ever be able to find it.
I mean, last words would just be a thank you for everything that he's done for me and everything that he will carry on doing for me in my life, because for me, he's not gone anywhere, he's still here. Like, hopefully I did the same for him, because if he's done anything for, you know, if I've made the impact that he did on my life, then I'll be half as much than I'd be happy. I mean, I know it's cheesy, but it's the truth.
I think I just gave him a big hug and that's it. Just hug him until he hugged me back. Maybe just, I love you.
I have to listen to Emily make up little adventures that ain't even real. Even if they are magical and beautiful, I just hope that they are dreams that he's come to her and they've gone on these adventures somewhere. Because sometimes they feel real, especially the way she says them.
I would just like to have just an hour just to sit down and go over the memories and stuff and share it with him again. Like old times, you know? Just another hour, that's all I want really, that's it.
Tom, sorry for everything. Thank you for everything.
So I really miss him, and I hope that wherever you may be, you are very happy and that you're you're looking down on all of us with a smile, and that one day, you know, we'll hopefully see each other again.
I love you and I miss you. And thank you for everything that you've ever done for me. And I hope you sleep well. And I hope to see you again soon.
He died and turned into an angel. I miss him and I love him. And my dad is a star.